Coming up on a very special hashtag that.
We're counting down the top 10 Hollywood events since we've been gone.
Don't go anywhere.
From Hamden to Hollywood, we are your source for entertainment news.
Welcome to the very first hashtag that of 2020. I'm Sean Molicki.
And I'm Ashley Cotto.
It's been quite a while since hashtag has been here with Thanksgiving break, holiday hottie, and QU's winter break.
We have a lot of Hollywood news to catch up on, so much that on this episode we will be counting down the top 10 Hollywood moments of the last 2 months.
Let's start catching up.
Okay, let's get right into it with number 10. Number 10 is Justin Bieber's release of his new single, Yummy. And here to tell us about this is Gabby Brilowski.
Hey guys, so Beliebers got to get their idol back since Justin Bieber released his new song titled Yummy over winter break. Honestly, the anticipation for the song was real since Justin took such a long break from making music, but it actually ended up kind of flopping. The song is super repetitive, and although it's catchy, just hearing the word yummy, yummy, yummy over and over again, it doesn't do anything for me. David Dobrik actually released a video with Justin Bieber where they surprised fans and asked him like what they think about the song. It was kind of meant, to add promotional buzz for the song, but it was honestly kind of sad to see that mostly every single fan said they didn't like the song, and Justin took it well. I mean, he was a champ about it, but to hear that almost nobody likes your song, comedic, but it's rough. Twitter also never fails to disappoint with the memes and everybody talking about it. One fan actually wrote, I guess he wrote his own lyrics this time, considering the only word he says is yummy. Speculation occurred that the song is about Hailey Baldwin and a variety of things, but at the end of the day, it just didn't do it for me, and I really feel like if this is setting the tone for what the album is going to be like, then it's not setting it high. I do have high hopes, and I think that if he pulls it together, maybe the album will be better than this one song. For now, nobody was impressed, and here's hoping Justin you get it together.
Thanks, Gabby. So, Sean, listen, what are we thinking about this Yummy song? Because I got some words to pick.
So I actually first heard it on TikTok, and I wasn't really sure what it was. I actually didn't watch the music video till about last week, and while it's a good song, don't get me wrong, I think it's a decent song. It's nothing for Justin Bieber's comeback song. Justin Bieber hasn't put out music in a while, and this is not the song he should have put out.
Okay, so you have a very nice review of it for still being bad. Personally, I think with the hiatus that he took and everything that was going on and all the time that he had to write a song, he definitely could have come up with a far better song than
totally
what he
fair.
actually had. And I feel like at this point, you're Justin Bieber. The Jonas Brothers and the Backstreet Boys had a better comeback than you. They had a tour, a comeback album, and they were all better than Yummy. I heard it on TikTok, but I actually listened to it the first time on YouTube by accident. I was like, whatever, this is a new song. And I got 2 seconds in and hated it. So I think he could do way better. Hopefully his music is better from here on out.
And that is totally fair.
All right, and now to our number 9.
High School Musical was a beloved Disney Channel trilogy for those growing up in the 2000s. So it's no surprise that people were a bit weary when Disney announced a spin-off coming to Disney Plus entitled High School Musical, the series.
The premise of the show is, quote, what would happen to the lives of teens currently attending the real East High, where Disney Channel's High School Musical movies were filmed, if they were to put on a production of the movie High School Musical as a musical, end quote.
With an all-star cast, surprisingly awesome music, and a self-awareness that allows the show to be both comedic and understanding, the show has been an absolute hit. So personally, I actually have not seen this High School Musical, the series yet. Have you?
Okay, so I haven't either, but I feel a lot of people know this at this point. I have very high hopes for Disney shows and movies. Like one of my favorite recent series is like the Descendants series, the movies. So like I have some hope for this, and I kind of want to watch it. One of my roommates watches it, is like super dedicated to it, so hoping that I can get into it soon. What about you?
Personally, I think I watched the first 2 High School Musical movies. Wasn't that big into it, but I have been in a lot of high school musicals myself back in high school. So I would be intrigued to see this, to see how it goes through. I heard it's kind of like High School Musical meets The Office, and it's kind of like a docuseries. So I'd definitely be interested in seeing it.
Okay, I think I agree. And I know one of the songs is actually trending on TikTok. So hopefully, you know, that helps us out a little bit.
A lot of songs are trending on TikTok.
Yeah, a lot of things are trending on TikTok.
We'll get to that later. And here we are coming up on number 8.
Here to tell us what's been going on is Matt Halpin. Check it out.
Even strength out of the box. Here's Anthony Beauvillier. Puck coming his way. Beauvillier in. Backhand scores!
NHL legend Wayne Gretzky once said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Clearly, New York Islanders forward Anthony Beauvillier has been taking notes from the great one. He took to Twitter to shoot his shot with actress Anna Kendrick on Christmas Day. The budding NHL star tagged Kendrick, most known for her role in Pitch Perfect, in a post that simply said hi, but his intentions were recognized immediately by all. Reaching out to your celebrity crush isn't easy, especially when you go at it alone. Luckily for Beauvillier, the internet is the perfect wingman. Fans, ex-teammates, and self-appointed cupids alike rushed to the reply section to give the 22-year-old Canadian a much-needed boost. Former Islander Bruno Gervais replied, "Remember, Beau, when you saved me from a burning building, cooked me a 7-course meal, and taught me 8 languages. That was a great day." Other incredible acts by Beauvillier include letting a fan borrow his Lamborghini and private jet, donating a seemingly endless amount of kidneys, and saving a pack of kittens from an impending hurricane. Kendrick did eventually reply, thanking everyone involved in the post for keeping her entertained. Not quite the ending we were hoping for, but I'm sure it'll be enough to inspire Beauvillier and others to pursue their celebrity crushes in the future.
So, I mean, we've all been there, shooting your shot and kind of missing. It's interesting, though, on Christmas Day, really reaching out to Anna Kendrick about this?
Merry Christmas. Here's your gift. Sliding into your DMs, but in public. I don't know. I think that's pretty, like, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I don't know much about sports, but I thought this was, like, kind of cute. I don't know.
I think it would have been a lot cuter if it kind of worked out. I think it was a fun idea, but it ultimately, he missed his shot.
You know, Anna Kendrick's very, like, a lighthearted person. Like, I feel like she wouldn't take it that seriously. So, like, I'm sure she got a laugh out of it. And who knows? Maybe within the next, like, few months, we'll find out that they're together and it actually worked. And, you know, his hype man actually helped.
We'll see about that. All right, coming up after the break, we have more huge Hollywood moments.
Stick with us to see more of what you missed.
Whether you're on the quad in your room or off campus, tune in to Q30 News for stories from student journalists you can trust.
We're covering the latest here on campus and in the surrounding communities.
Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night. Welcome back. We are working our way through this countdown.
That is right, and here we are coming up on number 7.
Okay, so Netflix is releasing more and more of their original series, and none has been gathering more attention than the hype of the second season of You.
The fictional psychological thriller series follows Joe Goldberg, played by Penn Badgley, through his own insanity, or as he calls it, caring. His extreme, delusional, and often dangerous behavior is documented with his own thoughts, narrating and justifying his actions.
People have taken to Twitter to romanticize the creepy stalker character, much to the dismay of Penn Badgley, who never fails to remind us that he is the worst character.
Actually, I did see an interview of him on a late night talk show.
I was just going to talk about that.
And he kept saying, "I'm a terrible person. Don't like me. This is bad."
I've seen that, and I think there was another interview where he said, like, the show kind of, like, makes us realize how we humanize, like, the pretty white man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. I've never seen this show. Like, I've never gotten around to seeing it. I feel like it's not really up my alley. It's like this weird, kind of, I don't know. I love psychological thrillers, but I feel like it's too lifetimey for me to enjoy.
I personally watched it, and someone on Twitter actually tweeted at Penn Badgley saying, "Kidnap me," and he responded, "No."
No.
But the show itself is such a good show. Over winter break, I had a lot of time on my hands and watched a lot of shows, so I ended up watching both seasons in about a week or two. And after the first season, I was kind of weary where they were going to go with the second one.
Okay.
But the second one was actually just as good as the first one.
Okay. I've heard it. I've heard it's good. I just need to give myself a little more time. I got too many shows on my hand right now. So we'll see, and then maybe I'll just turn around and watch it.
I would definitely recommend.
Okay.
And now it's time for our number 6.
An app has been making waves in the world, TikTok. The short-form video platform allows anyone to make an account and post all types of videos.
Content ranging from 15 to 60 seconds, from comedy to deep thoughts, from dancing to art to sports and anything in between. The app features an endless scrolling and something else not seen often, promotion of small accounts.
This app's algorithm doesn't care if you have 10 followers or 10,000. Your video can show up on anyone's feed if it's similar to things they have liked in the past.
This makes it very easy for lots of people to gain TikTok fame, something it seems everybody seems to be chasing.
Okay, so I'm actually going to fight with that a little bit because it's not totally true that their algorithm favors small creators. So the biggest thing is that, like, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Again, it depends on what you like. If you like bigger accounts, you're gonna see bigger people, bigger accounts. Most people don't like small accounts and things like that, so it doesn't always happen that you get like small accounts. I only know this because I use TikTok. Like, I love making TikToks, and like I actually have a few people that I speak to on the app who also have noticed this issue, and it's a whole big thing, and they just changed their algorithm because they had this whole scandal about pushing down LGBT users, overweight users, and oh my goodness, I forgot the last thing, but like to avoid bullying.
Well, that's quite interesting because personally, I only follow LGBT users, overweight people trying to lose weight, and old people. I think that's awesome content.
Yeah.
You know, I like motivating. If I can do something to motivate someone else to like do great, then by sharing their videos and watching their videos, I think that's really awesome. I actually saw a video earlier, and it was someone had a dog that was overweight, whose owner passed away, and they couldn't really exercise them that much, so they showed their love through feeding them. And while that's very nice, the dog got overfed, and now the TikTok is them following the dog trying to go on longer and longer walks each day.
That's
and
so cute.
It's truly inspirational.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay, I'm trying to like think. I follow a lot of like, I don't know. I follow a lot of weird ones. Like, I like the people who dress up and like do the whole thing. Like, I'm very into the whole costume thing. That's cool. They can do their own thing. Let me see. I get a lot of like the really like weirdly deep, like dark comedy kind of ones. I'm trying to think. One of my favorite ones. I send my roommates and like everyone them all the time. You know, you're a culprit of that.
I get
so,
those. I get.
Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite ones have to be like the Let It Go ones. The frozen ones,
yeah,
the new Frozen ones.
Into the Unknown.
Yes,
yeah,
that's the name of the
a good
song.
one.
Oh my God, they're so funny all the time.
I actually made one of those using that song. And also Justin Bieber's Yummy. I'm sorry.
I was very upset with that one. I did see that.
All right, coming up after a quick break.
We'll give you we give you our 5, 4, and 3 of our countdown.
Don't go anywhere.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Let's get it going. Sports Plus starts right now. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus. Sports Plus.
Sports Pause. Sports Pause.
Sports Plus. Cam Young drives in. Bucket.
3 minutes in, Rashawn Daly's shot hits the post. However, Eamon Whalen is there to
through the center. Fortunato scores past Adam Huska.
Ties the game up at 8 with a ripper past Jake McGregor.
He will keep it in the zone.
Top 5 plays of the week.
That's the top 5 plays.
This has been Sports Pod.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We are halfway through our countdown, and coming up on number 5, Nikki Tutorials. I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce her full name. Gained her fame as a YouTube makeup artist when her Power of Makeup challenge went viral in 2015.
The Dutch beauty guru is making headlines again since she came out as transgender on her channel. Nikki Tutorials admitted, however, that the situation was less than ideal.
In her coming out video, she explained that someone was blackmailing her and threatening to out her to her fans in an attempt to ruin her career. She decided to take back the power by posting her coming out video with her fiance by her side.
And fans were incredibly supportive of Nikki. And in an interview with Ellen DeGeneres, Nikki Tutorials said, quote, "I am thankful for the person who did this. I am thankful for that it happened now, and now I get to be free," end quote.
Okay, so this is actually really awesome that we're talking about this because one of my roommates is Dutch, I believe, or so she actually was talking about this, and she turned around and she was like, "Oh, I found out like from a couple of my friends, the Dutch government put it on the front headline that like we support, like it was like a whole article, it was like we support you, Nikki Tutorials." Like everybody in the community was like super happy about it, and like, you know, everyone was like very, very much against this blackmailer. So that's really good. Like I was pretty impressed on that because I don't think anything like that would happen here.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And it's definitely hard when you try to find the right time. And she said this on Ellen too. You try to find the right time to come out, and there never is really a right time. And but personally, I think that's something that should be up to that person.
Yeah.
And as it sucks that someone did this and blackmailed her, obviously she's gotten so much support and feels liberated
and
by it.
It's awesome. It's like, if you really think about it, I know in the video at some point she turned around and she was talking about how she started her transition in like, I think 2011, which is when she started posting. So if you really think about it, like as someone who's watched Nikki Tutorials for a long period of time, like you've basically watched her entire transition without knowing. So it's pretty cool to like even think about that we got to experience that with her without even knowing.
All right, so now it's time to move on to number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is the royal family drama. Prince Harry and his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, announced that they would be stepping back from their royal duties on January 8th. This is the first time in quite a long time that royalty has been willing to step back from their role.
The pair announced the news on their Instagram account @SussexRoyal, and days later, Buckingham Palace released a contrary statement from the Queen herself, basically saying that they would not be getting away with their duties that easily.
All right. This decision stems from the mental toll the couple has said the royal life has as well as a well-deserved to have their son grow up outside the public eye.
I understand this. I can see where they're coming from here.
Yeah.
Especially, even if he was going to be king, Prince Harry is very far in line to be king one day. So kind of being the background man, I personally wouldn't like to be, and I
Yeah.
understand them wanting their privacy here.
I mean, okay, we also have the idea, like, we know that he's not super crazy about the whole royal thing. He never has been.
Mhm.
Will has always been the one that's always been, like, in the public eye about
Yes.
being royal, being this, being that. Harry's been doing his own thing. He's what, the Casanova. Everyone
Exactly,
knows him
even
as, like, the
before
pretty
Meghan.
boy. Yeah, exactly, before Meghan. He was always the pretty boy of the royal family. But we also have to remember, they already went through this with Diana.
Mhm.
So this
Exactly.
is probably like, yes, they did it to Kate, but it's never gonna be that bad for Kate how it would be for Meghan, because we need to understand Meghan doesn't fit in with them. I don't mean to make this a thing, but like, Meghan is not white, Meghan is not royal. She is a completely different person from what they're used to, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the biggest reasons that she left was because she was being mistreated, because there were reports that like Kate had been like kind of manipulative, and even the newspapers out there have been very like critical towards her rather than how they would talk about Kate. So.
And even no matter what people say, like, I'm sure she would be uncomfortable in that situation, and that's just something else that would move her
Yeah, it's
towards
definitely not fair that they have to go through all that, but let's move on.
All right, and officially, we've made it to number 3.
Our number 3 is all about ex-NFL player Aaron Hernandez and the new Netflix documentary all about him. Here to tell us about it is Sean Raggio.
Hey, hashtag Sean here. Sorry about that. Didn't see you sneak up on me like that. I've been consumed by this docuseries that came out on Netflix back on January 15th called Killer Inside: The Mind of Aaron Hernandez. The 3-episode series dives into the conviction of Aaron Hernandez for the murder of Odin Lloyd back in 2013, as well as other murders he was suspected of committing and what in his life may have contributed to his behavior. Now let me give you some background on Aaron Hernandez. He was rising to stardom with the New England Patriots of the National Football League when in 2015, April 15th to be exact, he was sentenced to life in prison with no parole for Lloyd's murder. Some other themes investigated in the series include his sexuality, childhood abuse, and CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the docuseries received a 78% critic rating and an 80% audience score. Check it out and let us know what you think at Q30Entertain on Twitter.
You know, this has been a really interesting documentary to actually see all of this unfold. I remember growing up watching Aaron Hernandez play, and he was this superstar. He was such a great athlete. He played at Florida with Tim Tebow, and then he played with the Patriots, and as an Eagles fan, I hated the Patriots. But you couldn't help root for Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, he was definitely, I don't really know what to like call him, but he was very good at what he was doing. And like, I feel like I'm not a football person. I mean, like, I kind of follow it, but I think it was a very good discussion about CTE and what it can do to a person and their personality and everything.
Yeah.
And also his background.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough background. I definitely recommend it. All right, coming up after a quick break, we're revealing our top 2 spots.
You won't want to miss it.
Oh, hey there. Just a typical Q30 news ad, right?
Or an action-packed sports pause ad.
But it's a Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
From Hamden to Hollywood, we're your...
Nope. Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
Today, President Ole announced
It's a Quinnipiac Tonight ad. The Bobcat tennis team has just scored their first touchdown of the season. Quinnipiac Tonight ad.
Live sketch comedy, improv, hysterical pre-tapes, and more at Quinnipiac Tonight.
Thursdays, 9:30 in the Piazza.
And we're back and so close to that number one spot.
But before we get to that number one, we have to talk about something else important. Our number two.
So coming in at number 2 is Mac Miller's new album entitled Circles. Rapper Mac Miller has been working on this album piece prior to his death in September of 2018 with record producer John Bryan. This album is in conjunction with his earlier release of Swimming that was nominated for a Grammy in 2019 for Best Rap Album. Fans were immediately vocal on Twitter, saying that the sultry album had them in bittersweet tears right away. There were a lot of saddened goodbyes and messages to the artist himself, with one fan saying, quote, "Brother, hope you're resting in paradise. You were an extraordinary artist," end quote.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm still kind of like not, he's really dead. Like, it's one of those things that you have to like think about, like, wow, he was so young and he had such a promising career. Like, that was very upsetting. I've listened to a few songs on the album. I haven't listened to it all the way, only because like I don't know, it hasn't really gone in with my music yet. But speaking of the fans, and we'll talk about the album in a second, I do kind of feel a little bit bad for Ariana Grande with that, because as soon as he passed away, and I know that it's still happening, people are blaming her for his death when it has nothing to do with her. So I don't know. I want to listen to the album. I've heard a few of the songs. I'm not too familiar on which ones I've heard, but I do really, really like them a lot.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I listen to music all the time, and I just never decided to listen to Mac Miller. And even after his death, I didn't really listen to his music that much. And 2 weeks ago, I had free time, and I was like, let me listen to this new album. Yeah. And I've been listening to his new album, Swimming, and his earlier albums nonstop for the past 2 weeks. And it's so crazy the impact it's had on me in the past 2 weeks. And I know so many people who it has impacted in the past.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I know a lot of people that I've spoken to are just like, oh, like everyone joined after Blue Sidecar. Like, I'm sure that's great, and I'm sure that's an awesome album, but like I'm going to keep rolling with this album and kind of like working my way back, because I want to know what he had to say before, you know, he passed away, and then what was going, because this is all just like one big memoir of like what he was thinking before everything happened, you know?
Yes.
All right, and finally our number one, since we've been gone.
Something no one has been able to ignore over the break is the Australian wildfires. Fires have been breaking out across Australia, wreaking havoc. Nearly half a billion animals have been misplaced or have been found dead in the blaze.
With such a tragedy, it is no question that people have been pouring their hearts out into the cause and to donation. Chris Hemsworth donated $1 million to his home country.
Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban posted on Instagram their $500,000 donation and a list of links in order to help.
Metallica, Elton John, Pink, Ellen DeGeneres, NBA players, and so many more are among so many of the people who tried to make a difference.
And it wasn't just celebrities. A girl going by The Naked Philanthropist on Twitter raised over $1 million in donations to the cause.
Caitlin Ward offered one nude picture of herself for every $10 donated to reputable donation organizations, and said it was 100% worth it.
I actually saw that on Twitter.
I did
and
too.
I was so baffled by it, but I actually sent it to, I didn't donate, but I sent it to some friends who I know took advantage of that.
I really think that's like, okay, it's clever. It's definitely, I would never do something like that, but like, you know, she did it, and she raised a lot of money doing it.
And she made a difference.
And she exactly. She made a huge difference. I know right now she's in like some weird battle with that gun girl. I don't know her name.
Yes.
So that's a weird thing. But going back to the people that donated, I do know there was a big scandal with Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner. It was Kylie Jenner and the rest of the Kardashians. You know, they make so much money that they don't think about it. And I get it. You don't have to post what you donate. Like, it's not about attention, right? It's never been about that. It's about helping other people. And she says, oh, it's so sad, and then posts her like mink shoes. Anyway, it's a whole thing. But this is officially our top 10 since we've been gone.
I think we got a pretty good list. How about you, Ashley?
I definitely think we got a good little list going on. I think we covered a lot of different things. I mean, we got to talk about a lot. We you know, we covered, I mean, everything in 2 months. If you think we missed anything, make sure to let us know.
And that is the end of our first special episode back of #that.
Make sure to follow us at QU Entertain on Twitter and Facebook and Q30TV on Instagram.
And tune in next week, Monday at 7 p.m. for another episode.
For everyone on the floor and in the back, I'm Ashley Cotto.
And I'm Sean Molicki.